with the
Happy
Healing in Heels
Sunday.
podcast. It's
Woo.
Podcast Sunday. So
Hey.
I am your host, Christina, and this is my beautiful co host, Bree.
Hi.
And today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be a talking.
Come on, a talking.
I guess because we're talking about accommodations. The A
Accommodation.
wanted to jump out there quicker than it needed to,
Mm,
but we're going to be talking about accommodations. By the way, if you missed it on last week,
you missed a treat.
we had a ball. Last podcast, rather. The guys came in for He Heals, and they did an amazing job. We talked about
Absolutely.
balance. We talked about being too
Safe
available. We talked about
spaces.
safe spaces. We talked about yes, sensei. I mean, you
Mm.
name it, we talked about it. And the guys did an amazing job. So shout out to my cousin James Carter. Whoop whoop. You did an amazing job. I love you. You're awesome. And shout out to our He Heals coordinator, Corey Griffin. He
Hey.
did an amazing job. You
Yes.
guys are awesome, right? But ladies are back in the seats,
You're
and
welcome.
we are going to help you heal in things that you think
Thank
you
you.
know. And today, even though we have on our beautiful heels,
Shing, shing. Sparkle, sparkle.
we are going to talk about accommodations because, as you know, these are beautiful, but they are highly uncomfortable.
Come on.
No one wants to stand in them for 24 hours a day and walk around and live their best life. And
No.
if you do, you experience some pain. But remember, guys, heals in the spiritual sense are things that we never should have been in
In the
anyway.
first place.
And we
Wow.
made adjustments and we put ourselves in things that we were never designed to walk in. Therefore, the uncomfortability is a reminder that this is not what we're supposed to be in
Wow.
anyway. And Christina, you're preaching to
Come
yourself.
on. Your toes are already out.
Some things we just should have never been in to begin with.
They weren't designed for us.
They were not designed for us,
My
and
God.
we get in trouble trying to accommodate
Mm-hmm.
the pain. So, the first breakdown,
Come on.
I study a lot, okay, right? And I saw this video. This lady was teaching this class about how to walk in high heels, and one of her students was like, what type of numbing spray do you suggest for heels? And I was just like,
Numbing spray.
numbing spray? Like,
Okay.
what is that? So I did research,
Tell us more.
and it's lidocaine spray. Like, that's the core ingredient. And lidocaine, for you guys who don't know, is the same type of topical medicine they use like when you're getting dental work and things like that. It
That's why I heard it.
literally
Thank you.
takes away the pain.
Okay.
Now, how it does that, we're talking about this from the physical standpoint,
Give us the science.
natural standpoint first. Then we're going to flip it. But how it does it is it causes your nerves to be blocked off. So, in
Mm.
essence, what it does is it sends a freeze to your actual nerve and it causes you not to feel pain.
Wow.
The problem with that
Come on.
is if you can't feel pain,
Mm-hmm.
then pain is really just an indicator that
Something's
something's wrong.
Absolutely.
And if you can no longer feel that something's wrong, yes, you're able to stay in it longer. But if it's something wrong, should you really be staying in it?
Come on.
So,
Struggle.
Bree, let's flip that on over to the spiritual.
Wow.
When you come to numbing spray in the spiritual, for me, I found out it looks like no expectation.
Yeah. To me, it's definitely giving no expectation or giving I don't have feelings towards it. Like
Mhm.
nothing bothers me.
Mhm.
I've been really big on that. Like I have walls, so I'm good. Like I don't need nobody. I
Mhm.
don't need nobody. This is easy to me. I can walk by myself. I don't
Mhm.
like none of this hurts.
Mhm.
And the thing about that, like when you said, I didn't even think of when you said freeze. I'm like when you think of something like freeze tag or like when in the movies when like somebody freeze, you're not going anywhere. Nothing's changing, nothing's improving. You are stuck literally in that situation. So the numbing spray for me just makes me think about being stuck in something that, like you said, we weren't designed. That was not designed for us. It was
Right.
designed, but it was not designed for us.
That's really good because I think oftentimes what we do, one of the things the lady talked about in the episode where she was doing this class was that every person has a different body type.
Mm-hmm.
And just like you dress different body types differently, you also have different shoes for different body types.
Come on, kitten
So,
heels.
okay, let's go to this natural thing, because I know y'all have seen people, and this is no shade, but I know you have seen people who walk on the sides of their shoes. So
My
like
God.
the heel literally like
Lean.
lean
I'm not gonna say that song.
into the okay.
I said I'm not gonna say that song. You're running
Y'all,
over to the
yeah,
left.
listen, y'all pray for me. Y'all pray for me, okay? We've been healing the things we think we know.
We think we know.
But yeah, like like people walk differently, and that's not
Yeah.
necessarily just like that's not like a size thing or anything.
Right.
Like different people walk different. Like I am bow-legged, so literally the way my shoe eventually molds itself is that the outside of the heel of my shoe usually wears first, because my legs bow, the heel of my outside of my shoe usually wears first. And so after a while, naturally the shoe leans, not because of me, but because I've done it so long that the situation I'm not supposed to be in starts making its way.
Start making way. Starts building a comfort space for you.
Because accommodate. So this is what the Lord hit me with, because you guys know we do natural and spiritual, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the Lord hit me with this one, that there is a difference between us making an accommodation for something. Accommodation literally means that you are actively making a change to stay in something. Okay. Now we can also do what is called a response to something. And that is like we call them in the natural world, we call it like what's the best term? A coping mechanism.
Yeah, thank you.
Right? And a coping mechanism is if something happens, like say, for example, I climb up a tree and I fall. Well, now I'm afraid of heights, so I don't go up trees anymore. Okay, well, that's the coping mechanism. You had an event that occurred, and because of the event, you changed something that you do. That's a coping mechanism. On the other hand, if you say, I'm afraid of heights, and I've never fallen off a tree. I just see trees and that scares me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say, you know what? Ain't nothing up there, no way. I don't know. I don't even understand why people go up there anyway. Ain't no point in doing all of that. Cause look, ain't nothing up there to be. You're not making an adjustment based on something that has occurred.
Yeah.
You are accommodating a fear. There's nothing that has caused you to do this. You're in advance. You have made a decision to do something, not based on something that physically happened to you or whatever. You made a decision to accommodate your fear, not necessarily respond to an incident. There's a difference. So when you have a high heel shoe that is uncomfortable, if what you telling me is you've never worn high heels, you just don't like them, and you never want to wear them, when in reality you're really uncomfortable with the idea of how it may make you look, or you're afraid that people may look at you, or you're not confident that you can be who you are in those shoes, then you've made an accommodation to your fear. You haven't made a coping mechanism. Coping mechanism would be you stood in those heels and you fell down the stairs. Now you don't want to wear heels.
Right.
Okay, that's a natural thing to do. That's
Mm-hmm.
a natural adjustment. But an accommodation says, I'm going to talk about you because I don't know why y'all, and you know what, those things ain't even godly no way, and you're walking around. That's
you think you're better than everybody.
Right. That's an accommodation to a fear. And what God was leading me to understand is that we have created a lot of accommodations.
Absolutely.
Just like there are things that we can do to stay in heels longer, like say numbing spray, for example. We numb ourselves in the spiritual. We'll say that something, like you said, doesn't bother us anymore, when in reality it does.
Come on.
For me, it was, I don't have any expectations. Somebody would say something as simple as, what do you want for Mother's Day? Oh, nothing. Anything you get me, don't worry about it. You know, it doesn't matter. I don't really necessarily need anything. It's okay. When in reality, what I wanted was, and I was lying to myself. Like in reality, what I really wanted was a, overnight getaway,
a spa
day, no kids, big comfy bed, But because I've made the accommodation, I've been hurt in the past where people didn't keep an expectation that I had.
Come on.
And because they let me down,
they're going to let you down.
I decided to accommodate, not ever entering into that again. I didn't wait on the next person to hurt me.
One thing, come on, you're not going to wait on it. You're not gonna wait on it.
I didn't wait on the person in the relationship to do something wrong before I had already blocked the chance that he could even do it.
You won't even get to me.
I didn't even allow the church to even get close to me.
I was just gonna say church hurt is another place.
Because I don't even want to, even though I'm at a new church, it's a new situation, new people.
I'm not even gonna go.
I carried everything with me, so I don't go.
I can go online. Because if it's something I don't want to hear, I could just
because that's another accommodation. We just numb it.
Or I can be on the road. I can still be doing everything else I need to do. I don't have to really go into the church. That's old age. That's not new age.
Right.
We're in the 2024s at
and
this
it's
point.
all accommodating.
Absolutely.
And it's not us maturing. I think that is really the major thing that kind of got me blown away with the accommodations. Oftentimes we think that because we are adjusting something that we're maturing in that area. And oftentimes we're using numbing spray. We're just alleviating the pain. We're not getting any better. We're not going any further. We're just eliminating the pain so we can stay in our mess longer.
And you know what? I've not used that before, but because I'm not really a fan of pain medication, but what I have learned is that your body tends to build up a tolerance for medication.
Come on, pain tolerance.
So that means that it's going to take a little bit more every time to numb you. Mm-hmm. So like at first it's like, oh, well, I don't want to go to that church because somebody hurt me there. And then it's, oh, well, all churches are like this. Then it's, oh, well, all Christians are like, it builds because it takes a little bit more. It's not good enough to stop at a certain point anymore. And so it's like once you start numbing things, you're not like you're getting rid of the symptoms. You're not getting rid of the cause or the root. Right. And that's where a lot of us continue to. That's when people start hurting other people.
Exactly. And on top of that, it's like for me again. I've never used a numbing spray either. I'm also not a fan of pain medication, but there's side effects to you numbing anything. Even though you don't feel the pain instantly or continuously, it does not stop the effects that the pain was indicating to you existed anyway. So oftentimes what we do is we numb the pain. We don't want to hear anybody tell us that the man we're with, ain't no good for us. So we stop talking to the people. We don't change the man. We change the people talking to us. We don't want to hear correction from the pulpit. So we don't change our behavior. We change the person talking.
Wow. But you know what else though? When you're talking about pain medication, it's not localized.
No.
So anything that's like if I'm taking medication, like I take Tylenol and because I got a toothache, it's gonna help my whole head. So I might want to numb this, but I'm numbing this too. I'm numbing this. Like there's so many areas that it's not just gonna stop at my feet. Right. It's gonna numb my feet, but it's gonna make sure that my leg or everything that's attached to it is also not feeling the same types of sensations. And so it's like we start off like, okay, maybe we just don't want to feel this part, but then we become numb to so many other aspects of life, and our ears don't hear what God is telling us. Our heart is cold to the things that He wants us to do, and it doesn't end.
And the thing too is oftentimes I'm gonna tell you about Christina because ain't no point in talking about nobody but me, right? I ain't talking about you. Okay, now if it fits you, wear it. If the shoe fits, what they say, wear it. Okay, but Christina has an issue where I tend to do this whole strong black woman thing.
Come on, I need help.
Strong black woman, right? I'm a mother, I'm a business owner, I'm a minister, I'm a wife, I'm a daughter, I'm a this, I'm a that, and I don't need no help because I'm a strong black woman. I'm woman king in these streets.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? I can take whatever, and it doesn't matter how much you hurt me. I'm equipped to take the hurt. So what I start doing, Bree, is I start inviting the hurt.
Yes, you did.
Oh.
Come on.
I start inviting her to me because I feel like I can handle it.
Give me a higher shoe.
Right.
Give me a higher shoe.
Because
you got some more heels in the back.
I can handle that because I've become so numb to even experiencing the pain altogether that now I don't have a pain level. To me, I put a badge of honor, and I'm talking about me, I ain't talking about
Come on,
you.
my pain
I
tolerance is
I
high.
put a badge of honor on how much I can take.
Absolutely.
I can take you dogging me out or you mistreating me, and I can still show up for you.
Yeah.
I can take you mistreating me and cheating, or I can take you backstabbing, and I'll still show up for you because I'm the strong one.
Wow.
And all I have to do is just love you more, and you'll do better. All I have to do is do more for you, and you'll do better. It's just like with these shoes. Pastor got ready to preach, and he was like, if you got your heels on, you might want to take them off. I said, Pastor, I've been took them off. The moment I came down off that stage, I slipped my flats on because one, I know that this shoe is not equipped to do the work that I know is about to come. Regardless of what nobody say, I know what I'm going to have to do. Yeah. And I cannot do it well in this mess. The problem is, as soon as the job was done, I put the shoe back on.
Wow.
We'll take him off for this moment. We'll break up with him. For this moment. But the moment that eases away, we go right back into the mess and we numb it again to do it again.
Absolutely.
And it's ridiculous to us how we continue to numb ourselves and we don't think that the problem just needs to be addressed. The heel was never designed for us, but there's nothing wrong with the heel. Like you said in the beginning, it was created. It just may not have been created to use it like we're using it. This shoe was designed for war. So every time you put a heel on your foot, it should be to go to war. It should be used as a weapon. And that means that every hindrance that the enemy has designed for you, you should flip it back over and use it as the weapon against him. Right. If you're going to tell me that I shouldn't have expectations, that's my hindrance, that I don't want to be hurt, so I'm just going to, because I'm scared of that, I'm using fear, which is not from God, right? I'm using that hindrance. I need to take that fear and flip it over. I need to use it for what it's intended. Fear is just to let me know that something's about to be different. It doesn't mean that I shouldn't do it. It just means that something's about to be different. You only are scared of things you don't know. You're not afraid of something that you do know. The fear only comes in when you don't know, even if it's a person.
Wow.
Even if it's a relationship, if you say, well, I'm scared of being in another marriage and I've been divorced. Okay, you're not really afraid of marriage. What you're afraid of is you don't know if the marriage is going to work. So fear is not because of what you know. Fear is only because of what you don't know. But if you trust the God that does know, you should never have fear.
So, and this might be tangent.
Go for it.
But when you said something, and I just wrote down, where'd you get those shoes? Because if we're
it's a chapter in the book.
So if we are talking, if we're talking about, like, I went to the Ty Tribbett concert. Y'all,
I know he's amazing.
Man,
I love Ty.
I'm not gonna do a commercial right now, but eat my
right.
So, but he was talking about things that we put inside of us that may be the truth, but are not of God. And he's like, the thing is, you have to consider the source. So when we're thinking about heels, how they were designed, they're designed for war, right? But if we're talking about heels that somebody else designed, if it's not of God, if it's something that you're using for, but it's not of God, you're going to always have to add things to it. You're going to always have to supplement. You're going to always, God is our peace, but I need my sage.
Come on.
God is our peace, but I need my weed.
Come on.
God is our peace. Like, you're going to always have to, because it's like, where'd you get that from? If you got it from God, it's already going to have everything built in that it needs. The heel can turn into a weapon. The shoe is built for you to be able to withstand the battle. But if not, it's like, okay, these just look cute. Okay, I have to add something to them to make me be able to walk in them for long. I have to numb myself in order to do what I am called to do, or do what I put them on for. So it's just like, where'd you get it from?
Right.
Where'd that shoe come from?
And I love that you brought that up, because number one, the book is almost finished, you guys. So get ready. Get ready. Dates and everything. It is almost ready. And one of the chapters in the book is titled, Where'd you get that from? We
Mm.
even did a podcast episode back in the beginning about where'd you get it from.
Mhm.
Roll back,
Mhm.
check it out. But basically, it talks about exactly that. Like, where did you get the ideas that you hold so dear?
Yeah.
Where did you get what you think you know from? Where'd you get it from? Because oftentimes, like you said, it's not the issue of the heel.
Right.
We are saying healing in heels not because we bash heels. Clearly, we love them and wear them.
Mhm.
But you need to know the root of what they're designed to do and use them accordingly. And what happens is this particular designer of the spiritual heel, which is basically a hindrance that the enemy uses to entrap your life. If it's a hindrance to you and it's entrapping your life, meaning it's holding you from doing what God has called you to do, it's hindering you from being all He's called you to be, then that is a spiritual heel.
Mhm.
And the problem with that is that designer, that joker name is Satan.
Mhm.
And he don't mean you no good. On the other hand, there is God who says, I can make all things work together for good.
Mhm.
Meaning that even if you happen to purchase that ungodly pair of heels,
Come on.
whatever situation that may be for you, that's okay.
Yeah.
God can still heal you in the thing you think that you know. And even if you thought you knew you wore a size 8 and you bought it and this particular designer size 8 ain't exactly what you thought it was going to be,
Oh my
it's
God.
okay. It's okay. God can heal you in what you think that you know. But what you got to stop doing is numbing yourself and acting like
Mm.
what you in don't hurt.
Mm.
Because it do. I had to cry. And I don't like crying,
Listen,
Bree.
it's not
I'm
my
not a
favorite
crybaby.
either.
I really don't like it. And I had to cry because I realized
think
I
we are
wasn't just
crybabies.
angry about stuff. Like sometimes we just mislabel things.
Mhm.
And because we mislabel it, we can't deal with
You're
it.
rocking it to my nose.
You can't deal with what you won't call out. Shout out to Cookie Morgan.
Yes.
You got
Still.
to name it.
Even now.
Even
She's
now,
bringing
she's
it back.
in my head. You got to name it. If you want to be healed from cancer, you can't keep walking around here numbing yourself with Holy Ghost juice, talking about the devil is a lie and I rebuke it in the name of Jesus. The doctor ain't lying. The cancer cell is right there. That's what it is. They went to school a long time. They got degrees to tell you that's cancer. And you can rebuke it all you want. But until you say it's cancer, the Lord can't do nothing
And
about
give
it
it
because
to
you're not
God.
confessing it.
Right.
So as long as you numbing it, you're not confessing
Can I say
it.
something?
Yes.
Speaking of naming it, I was right now when we okay, so we're gonna talk about Brianna. Talk about that.
Let's do that.
But I was thinking about low self esteem as a heel that I've worn a lot, and it can mask
I
itself.
got that pair too.
Listen, they
Mhm. I
come in your
got that pair.
size.
It come in my size. I got that pair too.
So I can mask it as me just being a heel person. Because I'm like, well, it turns into comparison for everybody else. So you got that, I need that, and then I need a little bit more to make myself feel better. And then so it's like, again, when we talk about the pain or the numbing is not centralized.
Right.
It's not to a specific location. So now I'm tired because I have to get more jobs, because I have to buy more things, because I have to do more work. And then I'm in my workplace and I have to do more jobs because I have to feel more value. I can't just stop at good enough because it's like I have an issue with low self-esteem, but I'm covering it in something that looks nice.
Right.
It's like, no, I don't have low self-esteem. I'm just a hard worker.
Right.
I don't have low value. I just love to do things for other people. Or I'm not afraid of getting hurt. I'm just really strong. And so it's like all of those things that we cover it up with, when it's like, no, stop numbing it. And figure out what the real issue is, because the issue's still gonna be there.
It
when
is
when you
definitely
get,
gonna be there.
like when you say I hate to cry, or I'm not a crybaby, and it's like, yes we are, but we've been told that if you cry about things,
You're
like
weak.
men too, exactly, you're weak,
You're
and we
weak.
refuse that, and we just say no, we're not a crybaby. I'm a cry, but you want to run when I start crying, because I'm crying, I'm mad.
Right.
So it's never that I'm a crybaby, but it ain't gonna be the only one crying.
Right.
So
And the crazy thing is, like, even with just that statement, I thought about how often, so like this entire last week, maybe, about a week or so, every time I've said something, it's kind of like that little tap on your shoulder, like, did you hear what you just said? And I just said, I'm not a crybaby. But this is the thing. Crying to me equals weak.
Yeah.
But he says when you are weak, I am strong.
Perfect strength, not just regular strength.
Why would I not be okay with being weak? Like somewhere along the line, I bought a pair of shoes that told me that weak means that people run over you.
Come on.
And that pair of shoes got bought for me pretty early in life because I felt like because I was small and couldn't defend myself in certain situations, I did get ran over.
Absolutely.
And they did take advantage of me. And it wasn't okay. And so because of that, I decided, guess what? You will never
get a chance to
do that to me again. And that's where accommodations start. It's when you decide you gonna do XYZ to prevent something else from occurring. And the way we allow ourselves to stay in that place, because it's not okay for me not to be weak. It's not. We feel like weak is a bad term, but it's a-okay to be. You're supposed to be. Because why in the world would God want you to hold the world on your shoulders when he already died? Why would he want you to hold things on you if he keeps saying, cast your cares on me? He don't expect you to be strong. Nothing in the Bible. He says you are a mighty man of valor. He don't say you a mighty strong man.
Oh, come on.
We don't want to talk about the whole word.
And then he say, be strong and courageous for God will.
Right.
For God will.
For God.
He always pairs it with something that he's going to do.
Because he does it. Yes. His strength. His strength is what we lean into.
Absolutely.
And we look at everything from a hindered position. Like if I'm in these high heels and I'm uncomfortable, like for example, if today when I was standing on the stage and we were singing and I'm, I love to move. So I'm like, hey, we here, we grooving. I love this song. It's my jam. I'm singing away. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Okay, right. I'm having a good time. And I'm like, getting ready to do a little move, and I felt my foot, and I was like, "Oh, can't do that one. Let me just rock and play.
Limit a little bit.
Let me just because I made the adjustment because I felt something that wasn't comfortable. But oftentimes, God wants us to go through things that are not comfortable to us, so that we can realize that we can rest and be comfortable in Him.
Right.
And we take that away when we numb ourselves.
Absolutely.
When we don't have expectations, ladies and gentlemen, you are okay to want what you want. I'm not saying you're going to get everything that you want, but you are okay to have desires, things that you want. And even though they're not the things that you may see now or that you may have now, that does not mean that the desire or the want is wrong. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't expect it. Just because you don't have it don't mean you shouldn't expect it. Just because you never got it don't mean you shouldn't expect it. It's like you may have never had the father of your dreams growing up, but that don't mean you shouldn't expect.
The standard is still there.
The standard does not change because you do not experience it yet. Yeah. My pastor preached a message today. Shout out to Rodney Stanfield at Love Fellowship Christian Center. Yes. If you missed his word today, jump on over after you finish this, of course.
Even now, it is on Facebook.
Now, it is on Facebook. But go to our Facebook page for Love Fellowship and watch that word today. He said, even now, faith is what we got to have. Meaning that even though Lazarus was in the tomb, had been dead for 4 days, and he was stinking, as the Bible say. Even though we thought it should have happened earlier, and Mary and Martha were disappointed that he didn't do it when they wanted him to do it. And honestly, they had did a little numbing spray themselves because she was like, had you been here. And she trying to act like she ain't still boo-hooing about her brother being dead. In reality, she still was hurt.
Yeah.
The man ain't been gone but a couple of days. She's still brokenhearted. So it ain't that she was mad. She was really hurt. And instead of saying, you know what, Jesus, I'm hurt. Like, why you ain't come? Confused. It had you been here, my brother wouldn't have died. But then faith kicked in. And she said, but even now, I know. I still know that you can do it. And I think that is where we have to be with whatever accommodation you have made in your life, whether it's in relationship, whether it's in finances, whether it's in family, whether it's in your career, whatever accommodations you have set forth to avoid or alleviate or dodge whatever pain there is, experience the pain and then tell God that's what you have. Hey, Daddy, this hurt. I don't like it. I don't want it. Take this and give me something else. Take this shoe because this one don't work. Take this one and give me one that you have for me that I can do what I need to do in comfortably, and I can do what you've called me to do without this pain. Because at the end of the day, God don't desire for us to be miserable, broke, and disgusted.
Come on, blistered
He
up.
don't. He don't want you out here with blisters on your feet and aching in your
Bunions.
knees and bunions and you out here with your feet needing to be massaged every 10 seconds because you done cramped them up he's not with none of that. He just wants you to admit it, confess it,
Mm-hmm.
and then quit what the problem is. If you can't wear 4 inches, drop it down, boo boo. Stop trying to do stuff that ain't for you.
That's not your ministry.
It's
That's not your
If
ministry.
it's not, it's not. I don't care how cute it is. What's cute to you and painful to you, I don't want.
Don't want it.
I don't want. So at the end of the day, put that numbing spray down is what I'm trying to tell
Come on.
y'all. Put your numbing spray down. Your
Mm.
spiritual numbing spray, put that down. And go pick up your expectations. Pick up your dreams. Pick up your desires. Pick up the thing that you know God has called you to do. And stop trying to avoid the pain.
Give that to God.
Exactly. So at the end of the day, we want to invite you guys to come back.
Yes.
On Father's Day, we will have a episode airing, and it's going to be another He Heals episode.
Yes, He
So,
Heals.
ladies and gentlemen, grab your calendars and put it in. Father's Day at 3:30, we will be going live with a special He Heals episode. So we want to shout out all of you guys who have watched and viewed, and we have one more
Yes.
special shout out before we leave to Dr. Dominique Prince. We are so excited. It's your birthday
Happy
coming up.
birthday.
Happy birthday to
I don't know what.
you.
Okay, there we go.
Oh, happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Dr. Prince.
Happy birthday to you. That's what we doing?
Yes.
Forget our ghetto version of
This
Happy Birthday
I'm
song. But
weak.
Dr. Prince, we love you so much
Yes.
from the Healing and Heals crew. You are one of our number one fans, and we so excited for your birthday. And if you guys have a birthday coming up, an anniversary, or something that
Yes.
you want us to celebrate with you, congratulations to all the graduates out
Yes.
there.
Oh
Whoop,
my
whoop. We see
goodness.
all of you guys, and we're so excited for
So
you.
proud.
Please, please, please share your healing and heal testimonies with us. If there's something that we said that touched your heart and it ministered to you, even if you're watching the playback, please put it in the chat.
Yes.
We go back
We
and
go and
read them
look.
all, okay? So send us a message, send us a shout out, share the podcast with others, and let us know how it is blessing you. Until the next time, we want you to heal in the things you think you know.